Okay, so today I'm gonna make a salsa roja, super quick and easy recipe because that's what I'm all about. So you're gonna use Chile de Arbol. I used to buy Chile de Arbol that had the tail on, and we would roast the chile. We take off the tail, but now they make it easier for you, and you can actually buy this one, Chile de Arbol tostado, and it's already roasted, and it also doesn't have the tail. So it makes it a lot easier for you to cook and make a salsa. Now I'm gonna use tomatillo. This is about 2.5 cups, and mine are frozen. So I'm gonna rinse them in this under the running water real quick, and then add my water to it and boil. I have about half a cup of chiles. Yeah, half a cup. I have 1 big ajo, and I have a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I added 2 cups of water. You just need enough water to cover the tomatillo, and you're gonna let it boil until it's gonna change color. So right now it looks like a bright green. It's gonna get more dull, and you're gonna, once they're dull and you could like puncture them with the fork, they're ready to go. It doesn't take long. Also, you don't want to let them go too long because then they'll get really mushy, even though we're gonna blend them anyway. But if they get too mushy, it's not gonna work for your salsa. So just keep an eye on them. Don't let them get too mushy on you. And right when you see the color start to change, you're gonna take them out. And you can use the same water from here, but you don't want to use all of it. What I do sometimes when I'm in a hurry, I just take just water from the faucet and use that, and then I dump that water and just use the tomatillo to mix it. So we're gonna let that go for a while. You're going to take your chiles, and you can just kind of look at them if any of them have like pieces of tail on it, so you can break it off now, but mine all look pretty good. You're gonna dump them in the blender. You're gonna dump your ajo in, and then I'm gonna rinse these really quick in water, just because, like I said, sometimes they're a little bit dusty or they look dusty. It could just be the on chile, but you never know. And this one has a tiny piece of tail. Okay, so yeah, you're just gonna rinse these real quick and dump out the water just a couple times, because sometimes they look a little dusty. I rinsed them, and I have a small amount of water in there, just a little bit. You don't want it to be too watery because your tomatillo is gonna make the salsa more watery, so you don't want to go crazy with your water that you use. So it's a very small amount, maybe like half a cup, maybe 1/4 of a cup, just about half probably. Don't go too crazy with it. Well, my tomatillos they haven't started to boil yet, so we're just waiting on them. The good thing about salsa is that you can do so many different things. Like, you can add habanero to this. I sometimes add habanero, and I boil the habanero with my tomatillo. You can add serranos, you can add jalapeno, and same thing, you just boil them with the tomatillo. You can also do like the molcajete, where you roast the tomatillo and your chiles. That's another way that we've made it. Or you can roast them and still blend them in a blender. It'll be fine too. So there's so many different things you can do with salsa, and they're all gonna taste great. I added like half a cup of chile because I kind of want a spicier salsa today, but you do want to be careful because Chile de Arbol is spicy. So whatever your preference is, you might have to do less chile and more tomatillo. It's just gonna depend on what you prefer. So they haven't boiled yet, but they're looking almost ready. I mean, they're pretty much ready, but see how that color changed? It's a little bit more yellow, I guess, now. So that's kind of what they're gonna look like. And you don't want them to get more than this, because like I said, once If you let them boil too much, they're gonna get really mushy on you, and you do not want that. So you might have to just start over. Yeah, they're all soft now, so it's just really hard to puncture these for some reason. The skin, it's like they're either complete mush or you can't. They have like this protective skin that you really you can't get in there. But yeah, they look ready to me. Listos. I'm gonna turn off my heat and I'm gonna drain the liquid off. So we're gonna drain the liquid off and then we're gonna add the tomatillo to the blender. Our salt, this is a teaspoon of salt. And you can do all of it at once, or you can do half and save some for later, just in case like once you blend it and you want to taste it and make sure it's not overly salty, but I think a teaspoon is good. And then we're gonna put the lid back on. So I blended it. You don't want to blend it too long, just enough to pulse up the tomatillo. Casi yo me pasé un poquito because I got, you know, when you like zone out, I was zoning out. So I blended it a little more, but it's alright. And then I'm just gonna pour it in my little jar. Okay. You're just gonna pour it in there, and it's nice and hot. So I mean, you can pour it on your food and it's ready to go. You can let it cool down. If you're gonna put it in the fridge, if you're not using it right away, you need to let it cool down before you put the lid on here, because as you can see the steam coming out of it, it's gonna create condensation and it's gonna mess up your salsa, in my opinion. But if you don't feel like that matters to you, then you do you. But I always wait until it cools completely. We're gonna use it right now because I'm making some tater tots with carne asada on top and some aguacate crema and some queso. So it's gonna be really delicious right now on top of the food. And that's a super simple red salsa. I'll make more videos of salsas because the one with habanero is really good. And I'm gonna do the green salsa for those that wanted to see the green. And yeah, hope you guys liked the video. Give it a shot. It's always a good thing to have some salsa in your fridge for whatever you're cooking. You just top everything with salsa and it tastes better. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe and share the video. Comment down below if you try it.